welcome once again to another week of the weekly Forex forecast. So as we did last week, the USD strength is on top of the radar last week. So we saw that playing out after the release of the NFP on Friday. So I told you all that especially on GBP USD that's resistance right there is going to hold, and it hold. On the Euro USD too, similar thing happened, and then we saw the massive drop in Euro USD and GBP USD. So that's due to the NFP report. So this week, what are we still looking at in the market as we are back to check the DSY? So what did the DSY have for us? So what's the next thing we are looking at around this market environment? But for me, I still believe that we should still see the continuation of US dollar strength, but with few retracement. So probably we should be expecting retracement to happen. And next week is the US inflation news. That is they will drop CPI report, and they will also drop CPI report. So next week too, we should be expecting volatility in the market. But for me, I think Monday and Tuesday should be a retracement day, probably, because what I'm actually seeing right here, last couple of weeks, price break through this particular support level, and then my next target is here, but fortunately price did not come here, and then we saw a bounce at this area. So where we saw that bounce, there is what we call a support level in the daily time frame, as you can see. So price creates series of rejection in the daily time frame, and then we have a break above this particular area to the upside. So price to break this area, which makes this one probably a valid, let's say a valid a double bottom, where price break through the headline, through the neckline. Yeah, that's what I want to say. So what's the next move here on DSY? For me, I believe that DSY should probably retrace back to this particular area, and then we should see the upward maybe probably on Wednesday. So Monday, Tuesday might be a retracement for the DSY to retest this particular area, and then Wednesday probably after this the CPI report. So I think let's check when is the CPI report. CPI report is on Thursday. Okay, CPI report is on Thursday, so we don't even have to do this one separately. So let's just continue with this. So CPI report is on Thursday, and then the PPI is on Friday. So I think Monday there's no news on Monday. There's no economic activities on Monday, and then Wednesday we have the interest rate from the Bank of New Zealand. That's the Reserve Bank of New Zealand. Then Thursday. So apparently Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday is when we have the economic activity. So which means that we might be right. The price might actually retrace. Yeah, that the DSY might actually retrace back to this area. Then by maybe Monday to Wednesday, on Thursday after the CPI report, because for me, I believe that the CPI report should come out positive. You get, and because we have a strong labor market in the United States, so which means that and the data Fed is actually waiting for this data. Before he said it in the last FOMC report that the next data they are waiting for is the labor market data, that is the job data. So obviously we should see positive CPI, so which means that their 2% target is actually possible. You understand? So let's see how it actually goes. So this one, I'll be waiting for price to come and retest this area, and then we'll see a rejection back to 103.030, and if this area break, you see the DSY going to 104.558, which is the next resistance level. But my bias has not changed. I'm still on the US dollar strength bias, and then it's 30 months to election. I said 30 months, sorry, 30 days to election. So I think the US election should actually boost what we call the US dollar. That is the, or can we call it optimistic? People are actually waiting for the election. People are actually contemplating of who will win the election between Donald Trump and then Kamala Harris. So let's see how it goes. And then they've actually spent a lot of money on this campaign, which amounts to billions of dollars. So which means that there's so much money in the United States economy now, like now. So it depends on who win. Probably if the winner is a pro business, then I think more money will come to the United States. And then if it's otherwise, people might actually be taking their money out and then probably maybe investing somewhere else. So let's see how it goes. And then, people might actually be taking advantage of, okay, I want to be the first person to invest. They might actually want to take the risk you get, irrespective of who will win. So probably if the person that don't actually favor them wins, so they will actually pack their money and then leave the economy. So let's see what will play out here in the DSY. But still opinion that we should see the DSY to the upside. So going to the individual currency, the first one I want to check is gold. As you can see, I think the what going on is actually affecting gold, and then we'll see gold breaking all boundaries. And then right now, gold is doing some is ranging at this particular area. And then, like I said, as you can see, the time, if you see the time frame I want to use, it's funny. I want to use 5-minute time frame. So the reason why I want to use 5-minute time frame is because if you check the big picture, you won't even know what to do on gold right now. And then for the big picture, what I'm actually seeing is that price might actually break this 2006.71, and then we'll have another go to form another high right there. But for a fast entry, probably on Monday. So this is what I'm actually looking at for a sharp entry on Monday. So for price to come and retest this area, or probably come back to this particular area, then we'll see a bullish setup back to this high. So probably if I want to take my profit at this particular high right here, so this is where I will be taking my profit from. So this is my safe zone right here, which is this trend line, or probably if price break this particular, if price retest this and then we have a rejection. So I'll be waiting for price to come back to 2006.67. So that's what I'm actually looking out for on gold. So you can find your entry around this area. That is for a buy setup. So I have a strong buy setup bias on gold right here, which means that we might see a retest of this. And don't forget that this is 5-minute time frame. So because looking at the higher time frame, you might not see anything that you want to actually enter. So let's see the 4-hour time frame. Even though, as you can see that this pattern is not really clear. So creating a weak rejection, closing above, still come back, creating a weak rejection, close above, still come back, create a weak rejection, and then close above. So which means that in that 5-minute time frame, price should actually buy, after testing this area. So that's what I'll be looking out for on gold on Monday. That is, I'll be taking the trade on Monday. If I see how it reacts, probably coming to test this area or this area, and I see a rejection, I'll be buying. So the next pair I want to check is GBP USD. If you check the GBP USD, you see that price sold off massively due to the NFP. We have a very strong sell setup. But for now, what I'm actually looking at around this environment is for price to do a retest. So what kind of retest I'm looking at? For price to probably maybe come back to this area, and then we have a rejection back to the downside. So my strong bias is to the downside, and then the US dollar strength. But here I on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we might probably see price coming back and then retest this area. So one thing I wanted to have at the back of your mind that on Monday, it depends on how the 4 hours candle close you get on Monday. Maybe probably you can look for 8 hours candle close. That is 2 4-hour candle after the market open. So if you see the price close of this particular area of 1.03939, then you should be looking for a bearish setup back to this area. You get back to this area. So I can't say anything about this support level because it's weak. You get so price did there. I don't think there's any price rejection previously at this particular area apart from this, and this one is not something that is sustainable. So which means that if price break above 1.30939, then should be waiting for price to come back to 1.2900. But if the 8-hour candle closes bullish, then should be waiting for price to come here and then probably you sell off from that particular area, which means that any retracement you see back to this area is an opportunity for you to enter a sell setup to break this 1.30939 back to this particular area of 1.2900. So that's what I'm actually looking at on GBP US dollar. On Euro US dollar, I think I have the same bias on Euro US dollar. So I'll be waiting for price to retest this area and then I should be waiting for a rejection back to 1.08967. So my bias on Euro USD is a sell bias, but I'm actually waiting for price to retest this particular area. Like I said, these are double top hold. I told you guys that I might see this double top holding last week, and then there is a particular trend line I draw around this area last week, and the price broke through it. So we sold massively and we make a lot of profit on this Euro US dollar last week. I think I sold twice and I make profits twice on this particular pair alone. So last week. So which means that we should see price coming back to this area to retest this area. And then if this area fail, this is the last area I'm actually looking for price to retest. So anything above this area is a no-go area for me, you get. So my strong bias is to the downside, but any retracement you see back to 101 or back to 1.06 is an opportunity for you to look for a bearish setup back to 1.08. You get so 1.106. So that's what I want to say, 1.106. So let's see how it goes. So my bias is a bearish bias on Euro US dollar. So wait for price to retest. Probably if the area fail from Monday to Wednesday, we might see it there. Then after the CPI, we might see price coming back to this area. And if this area break, see price coming back to this area. But this scenario might take like 2 weeks. You get. So let's see how price react to that area. So the next pair I'm checking, or the pair on my watch list, is US dollar JPY. And if you see the JPY is very, very weak. So which means that we should see the continuation of US dollar JPY to the upside, and then see that the US dollar is very strong. But where is the entry? So this is where I come in. So probably we should see price coming back to this to retest this particular area of 61.8 Fibonacci retracement level. So let's see, is it that price reject here, or you see a rejection at this area to the upside? So next week I'm actually waiting for price to retrace back to one of this area, 50% or 61.8 Fibonacci retracement level, to find my buy entry at any of this level I mentioned. So let's see. Let's wait for what price we do. So if price retest this 61.8, it goes in line with the trend line, and then we'll see price going up, and then we might see a weak rejection candle which might close above the 50% Fibonacci retracement level. So anyone we see among the two is an opportunity for us to look for a bearish setup. Bullish setup, back to 149 or 154 if the 149 level breaks to the upside. You understand? So don't forget to subscribe to this channel and then turn on the notification in case I drop any video so that you will be notified. And there are some link in the description box, and some links are not visible due to YouTube. I don't know why they actually restrict links, so probably they will lift the ban very soon. So there's a link to two pro firm, let's say 3, in the description box, and a link to a verified broker in the description box. You get, so trade with HFM, you won't have any withdrawal issue or deposit issue. You get, so the fast deposit and then fast withdrawal, and the minimum deposit is $5 on HFM. You get, so, and then I have a verified pro firm that they have I think they don't have any withdrawal issue. Yeah, they don't have any or payout issue. Let's put it that way. You don't have any payout issue, so it's 5% as and for the next. So the two links of the pro firms are in the description box. So let's continue. So the next one we should see on my watch list is AUD US dollar. So this AUD US dollar, I'm kind of confusing. Like, this pair confused me a lot, and one of the reasons is that if you check the daily time frame, you see the price is this kind of support is a very strong one that most of the time you will see price rejecting from, to be honest. You get, but the strong bias is US dollar strength, right? So which means that what we are still saying, let me even remove this trend. So what we are still saying is still in line, that you might actually see a retracement. For me, I think we should see a retracement back to 0.68228 226 next week, and after that we should see price breaking that particular area back to 0.67418. So me marking all this level, I marked all the strong levels so that when I actually see that price reject from, so I know what is happening at that particular area. But for me, this area is a very strong level, you get. And then if you can see this, I think we have a demand here, and then this is a daily time frame one. So I don't know. So let's see how price reacts to that particular area. So that area is a very strong level, very strong support level. So let's see how price reacts to this particular area. And then you get, see, there is a very strong area. So which means that apparently we might see a retracement back to this area or back to this area of supply. You get, so which means that price might come to test this area of supply. You get, and then we might see a bearish rejection from there back to 0.67418. So any retracement you see back to 0.68226 or back to 0.68532, then opportunity for you to look for a bearish setup back to 0.67418 on AUD US dollar going to the next week. So next one is as in the US dollar. As in the US dollar too, I believe you should see a retracement back to 0.62311, and then rejection, see price coming back to 0.61191. And if this level break, you should see price coming back to 0.59858. You understand? So this is what I'm actually looking at on as in the US dollar going to the next week. So we have some patience. On Monday, I think on my watch list now, according to what I'm saying, the only pair I'm interested in taking on Monday is gold, if it goes in line with what I actually said earlier. But the rest, I'll be waiting for what is happening on Monday, how some 4-hour candle close, you get. That's what I will be waiting for on Monday before I take this decision. I might not take any trade apart from gold on Monday. So Tuesday, I will start taking trade. If I want to take a retracement buy on SND USD, Monday will determine. And if I want to continue selling, Monday will determine what I want to do the particular note. So I think my best bias comes from the US dollar card going to the next week, which means that I have a bullish bias on US dollar, Canadian dollar, but I'll be waiting for price to come back to this particular area and give me a buy setup. So I'll buy back to 0.6, 36, 137. If this level break, I'll be going for 1.37, 381. So let me show you something on monthly time frame. So on monthly time frame, you see that there's a rejection at this area, and monthly time frame is very, very powerful. See, there's a rejection. Last month closes bullish, and then this month opening bullish, which means that we might see price going up. You get, so we might see buyers dominating the market. And last week, don't forget, I told you that we'll have a bullish weekly candle close. Did we have it or not? We have it. You understand? On US dollar card, if you want to go and watch, you can replay the last video on the weekly forex forecast. So I told you that we should have a bullish candle here after this period, because I saw this rejection. That's why I said that. You get. So going to the next week, we should see another bullish candle here, but probably price should retrace here, and then we should see price going back to 1.37. 381. That's what I'm looking at on the US dollar card. So the last pair I want to check today is AUD card. So the last pair on my watch list. So probably this pair, I think I closed this trade. I don't want to hold trade over the weekend. So I actually sell from this particular area, and then this might take profit, but I close here on Friday. So I don't want to hold any trade over the weekend. So which means that this AUD Canadian dollar still have a lot of tendency to come back to this particular area. That's 0.91895. So here, this is where I will be looking for any retracement, maybe back to the upside. You get. Then here I'll be looking for a bearish setup back to 0.91043. But on Monday, if this bearish didn't continue, this bearish movement did continue, then I see a retracement. Then I'll be looking for a sell setup at 0.9259 back to 0.91895, where I'll be taking my profit. And if this level break, I'll be looking for price to come back to 0.91043. And if this break to the upside, that's bye-bye. Adi bye-bye. So this is the weekly forex forecast. These are the pairs on my watch list. You get. So this is just for educational purpose, not a financial advice, because I'm not a financial advisor. So I just do this often to educate us and then to keep us on the move, on the go. You get. So to enlighten us about my own personal view in the market, and it's based on my analysis. You get. So my analysis on trendline strategy and other strategies. You get. Other hedging strategy. You understand? So that is it. So do well to subscribe, like, and share, and then don't forget to turn on the notification bell. You get. And then use my link to register the verified broker, the reputable broker, and the link is in the description box. So you can just copy the link, paste it in your browser, and then you go about it, because you might not be able to click the link directly. I'll be sincere now, because YouTube just block the access to clicking it directly. So you can just copy and paste on your browser and then continue the registration. So thank you. Have a lovely and then profitable week ahead, and don't forget to trade safely. Use your protective stop loss. You get. So one of the best thing you can do for yourself in trading is use stop loss, and then your risk to reward. So you lose small, you gain more. You understand? When you lose small and gain more, apparently your PNL will go up. But if you are losing randomly, you lose 200 today, lose 1,000 tomorrow, you lose 2,000 tomorrow, I don't think you are going anywhere in this trading. So good luck, guys.